The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised. Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got to be okay with bad language to continue. Idiotic ramblings, British guys talking rubbish and saying the word cunt a lot. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. You sure you want to continue? I'm just giving you one more chance, okay? Last guy who didn't turn back, we've never seen him again. Okay, you're a better person than I am, because I don't listen. Enjoy the show.
What you're about to listen to is part of the Podgods Network. If you go to podgodsnetwork.com, you'll find other great shows there too. If you have a problem with this or any other show, please write us in an email and go fuck yourself. Have a nice day.
Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
Yielding place to new. God fulfills himself in many ways, and soon, I suppose, I shall be swept away by some vulgar little tumour. Oh, my boys, we're at the end of an age. We live in a land of weather forecasts and breakfasts that set in, shat on by Tories, shovelled up by Labour. And here we are, we three, perhaps the last island of beauty in the world.
Welcome to the Not Listening Podcast live. What was that from? What was that, Will?
That was with Nell and I.
With Nell and I?
Oh, yeah.
Is it fitting for tonight's live episode?
Well, it mentioned Tories and Labour and we beautiful three. More importantly, my boys.
So welcome to a special live edition of the Not Listening Podcast.
Unless you're not listening to the live version.
Unless you're listening to this as a simple podcast.
In which case, it's welcome to the recorded
Welcome
version.
to the podcast, yeah. Changing format, obviously, because we're just going to talk for the next 30 minutes or so.
Unlike previous ones where we talk.
No edits this time. This is live, straight through, so no edits. If we mess up, we mess up.
No pauses, no hesitations. And
you're going to get a dongle on the head like this.
You're going to struggle with that, aren't you, Ash? I can just tell. So, if you're listening live, you can tweet us in at Barker Podcast, because we're going to be talking about the election that's just happened.
Election?
Oh,
shit. I need to vote.
No. You see, I took a load of Viagra before I came here because I misheard.
Oh, you thought I said we're going to do an erection special?
Yeah. Have you not noticed why the table's sitting slightly higher than usual at my side?
It looks fine. It looks like it's dropping.
Well, I want to say
you didn't even notice when you walked in.
I'm not even touching it, to be fair.
So, when I say election special, we are a comedy podcast, kind of. We try to get away.
Us that.
Well, what are we?
We laugh at each other.
Look, we're British, thus we should be self-depreciating. We can't refer to ourselves as comedy, even if we're aiming to be funny. What we need to just say is we're a talk podcast.
We're a talky podcast.
But we're fucking hilarious.
So if you're listening for the very first time, I am Adam. You over there who is looking very nervous.
With the orange microphone.
Is
Ash.
Hey, Ash.
And in the red corner.
And you at the end of the table.
Hello, I'm Will.
He's already started swearing and drinking.
Have I sworn yet?
Yes, you have.
Okay. Fair enough.
Not that it's okay to swear, but yeah. So the election today. All right, general election happened in the UK as of the 7th of May.
And the balloting stations closed 4 minutes ago.
And they closed, so we thought we'd do a live podcast after they've closed, and we can really talk about it.
What was the relevance of waiting for them to close?
Someone's vote.
Oh,
yeah.
Right, we're right.
No, do you know what it is, right?
Because we would, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Everyone listening to this is then going to go and vote for
whatever the opposite of what we suggested. Yeah.
Now, I think what it was is that obviously because I work when I do the radio for CCL, I'm like, they're like, oh, on that day when in the hours that the polls are open, the polling stations are open, you're not allowed to be talking about politics and influencing votes or doing anything. It's a radio pas deux or something really like, yeah, you're not allowed to do it. BBC are not allowed to do it.
You mean faux pas?
No, pas deux, seriously.
What's pas deux translate as?
I ain't got a clue, alright?
I think it's faux pas, but they've just fucked
No,
it.
it's not. It's called a pas deux.
I'll have to look that up, but if I look that up now, I'll go quiet for a while and you'll have to talk to Ash and it'll all get a bit...
Oh, well, they'll just go crazy. So, I thought... 10
It'll
o'clock...
get a bit lame. Arsehole.
It's getting angry, you man. She started off.
What a wanker.
So I thought, well, it's
If
10
you went
o'clock.
up for election, I wouldn't fucking vote for you.
Here we go. Do you just want to have a fight on it?
Oh, so I'd have you deported anyway.
Fuck you, you'd be deported first, you Polish person.
Ooh!
It started now, isn't it? That's why I won't do it live.
Well, I'm Russian, so...
Are you
Are
really?
you a bit Scottish
I'm
as
part
well?
Russian, part Scottish, part Welsh.
God, you're a
half
proper
English.
mongrel, aren't you?
He's a sheep-shagging, alcoholic-type bastard. Whereas I'm just quarter hard-working. It's the other three-quarters that's the problem.
Right, okay. So moving on. So yeah, the election happened today. We had parties you could have voted for, with the exception of the SNP, because we couldn't vote for them down in the UK. Only the Scottish people could vote for them.
That's racist.
Ah, that's crazy.
That's
isn't it?
wrong, though.
And the Welsh people. The Welsh Assembly, I don't know what they're called.
Plaid Cymru.
Something like that. Yep, couldn't
Cymru.
vote for them.
Cymru.
So you had Labour, Conservatives, UKIP, Lib Dems, and the Green Party.
I always
there
fancy
weren't any
UKIP
independents.
because having two very young children, I will take any kip I can get.
Yeah. UKIP, well, it's a comedy podcast. What's long?
Yeah. So, that's it. That feels far more genuine, Ash. Thank you. I'm kind of hoping for coalition myself. I would love to see a coalition between the UKIP and the Greens, just because it would just be fascinating to see which common ground they could possibly find.
The UKIP and the Greens.
Wouldn't UKIP then try and deport the leader of the Greens because she's actually not British, she's Australian?
Well, she does have dual nationality.
I know what'd happen if the UKIPs and the Greens come together.
They would agree on one thing.
They'd be like, the Greens would be like, save the trees! And UKIP would be like, as long as they're not Polish.
I actually know which common point it would be. It
Yeah.
would be the grey squirrel. So you've got the Greens going, it's an invader to our country, and
Yeah.
I don't know why they're South African at this
I was
point.
just wondering where the accent was
Yeah,
coming
but-
I
from.
was
from
going to
America.
attempt an Australian accent, but it seems I've settled on South African.
Right.
But they're going to say it's an invader to our country, and it's damaging our ecology. And you've got UKIP would agree, and they'd say, "Fucking immigrants!" And I think they'd be happy. So what we would see is a resurgence in the red squirrel population. But
Right,
unfortunately, red is communist, so UKIP probably wouldn't like that much either. So what can you do?
What can you do?
It's interesting how UKIP have turned into the new BNP.
They have
The
a
votable BNP.
Oh no! What we did say before we recorded was the the actual political statements would be something
No,
steered
but
away.
but you're the way that you're saying those little bits, it makes it sound like they are, which is actually quite funny to me.
Okay. Whoa, that scared me when you opened that. So I was like why I mentioned all them parties that we said. Obviously, I had no idea who to vote for when I woke up this morning, and I'd been looking at it all weekend. Right, who am I going to vote for? I looked into the stuff, and I thought, right, what do I want from these people?
More beer. When do we want it?
And that's what kind of made me.
Thank you. Someone's got to respond.
And Ash
I had to
mentioned
think about my
earlier,
response.
he said, isn't it funny that there was no independent parties anymore? Like,
The reduced,
reduced
tax on beer party.
or the Monster Raving Loony Party. Whatever happened to them?
They are
He died.
still about, but Screaming Lord Such, he did die, didn't he? Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. You can only vote for the parties that are standing in your local area. So you vote for your local MP to be an MP.
Right, okay.
Which means that if you don't have someone standing for the Monster Raving Loony Party in your area, you can't actually vote for them, even if you want them to be in power.
My favourite thing is in Brazil, a little while back now, but
They
they
get lots of
voted
little
in.
nuts.
No, they voted in a clown, and it was literally his profession was clown. But he stood, and his policies were. He said things like, "I don't know what a minister does, or a member of parliament, or whatever the role was." He said, "I don't know what one of these does, but I'll find out and let you know." If you vote for me, I'll find out and let you know. And his campaign slogan was along the lines of, "If you vote for me, I can't make it any worse." I can't like that approach, but he actually got voted in. And you also get, particularly in the States, there was quite a, it's been particularly common, particularly in California, and I don't know why. It's probably just the whole something about the terrifying politics in the US. The number of dead people that have been voted in. So there was a 94 or 95-year-old person going up in the elections who actually died like 2 weeks before the ballots. But because it was past the deadline for the ballot papers to be rewritten, that person actually got elected. And you kind of think, well, actually, that gets the party in, and the party then just says,
"This person's standing."
Yeah, precisely. So they can do an internal thing. It's kind of terrifying, really.
That is.
Sorry, I was listening. I was just.
What happens over here though if your MP dies?
They actually
They
re-elect. They can't elect him within the party, I think, but
They have to do a full local election again.
yeah. Once again, I think we're verging onto the things we don't know about, i.e., politics. So
Yeah, it just makes
we might
Dad?
have an election special. But we're doing our very best to avoid the subject.
Yes.
Well, that's what I find amazing is that I don't know fuck all about politics.
You find that amazing?
What is politics?
I find that very
What
unsurprising.
is politics? That is a big question. What is politics?
Well,
Don't get too
politics-
deep, but what is it?
A whole load of people talking absolute bollocks, coming up with ways that they can get voted in, and they're not doing anything they say.
That sounds like this podcast.
Well, the etymology of the word, it actually comes from the Greek word politica, which is
Policia, that's the
yeah. Well,
Spanish
basically,
police.
Aristotle wrote a book called Politics, and it derives from basically it means affairs of the cities, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
So a politician is kind of a man of the city.
Right.
That's what they're
Just like
supposed to be,
police.
That's what the Senate was.
So police and politician have the same root. So it's basically a guardian of the city or a man of the
Police
city.
now arrest politicians.
Yeah.
Oh, ironic.
But basically, in the mid-15th century, it was kind of rendered in English from a Latinised version. So the Greek became picked up in Latin. So it was originally Greek, became Latin as well. Weird. And then became politics. Almost like a polytechnic. As in the colleges, which is all a bit...
University
Yeah,
type.
precisely.
Well,
it's
not
just
quite a university.
yeah. Again, it's a city-level education. City and guilds, all of that sort of
Never even
shit.
thought of that.
Yeah, but it became politics in Middle English, and off it trots.
So can we vote in some polyethylene?
I don't think so, but you can have. Oh shit! I was going to say something good, but I can't be asked. Polyfiller.
I love how his brain worked then. It was just like, I could be really clever. I'm really getting that joke.
No,
but
it was kind of there, but then it wasn't.
It's late. It's been a hard day. I'm not going to make that joke.
Yeah, I've been gardening all day. I had
Git.
to walk down to the polling station.
Hey, haven't you been tidying your garage?
I tidied the garage.
Why are you tidying the garage, Ash?
Politics, that's
Oh.
why.
Yeah, no, that's why I was disappointed that I couldn't vote for the reduced tax on beer party in order to get round said tax. Now,
Air quotes work well on
doing
radio.
my own.
We're making a brewery. Oh,
You can make your own beer.
Setting up a brewery in my garage.
We're going to call it.
Bunny
There's-
Walks,
we're
wasn't it?
going to call it the Bunny Walks Brewery.
How comes
Because-
I wasn't told about this earlier?
Because you wouldn't have afforded the stakes to buy in.
I never said I wanted to buy into it. I just wanted to be a supporter.
You can support it. I'm sure we'll come up with a Twitter feed.
Well, to be honest-
you can manage our Twitter feed.
I'll
You
be
can
your,
our
social, I'll be
marketing
your
manager.
media marketer.
Well, that would
Yeah.
work perfectly if we were planning to sell it.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah. So the marketing thing, it's a fairly
We
limited
could
role.
build
In
up,
fact,
no, but we
tell
could
you
build
what.
up a whole load of people that want to buy this beer. It's so exclusive you can't find it anywhere.
Well, actually, yeah, beer that's not for sale. I think Adam would probably be the perfect marketing person.
Yeah, I like that.
I
like
think
that
he'd do
a
an
lot.
excellent job of not selling any beer for us.
Yeah. And
But could you imagine, that'd be a good way to actually kick it off, though. We could actually say this stuff is really good, make everyone go, oh, where can I find it, where can I find it? And
You
it's not
can't
actually
fuck
for
off.
sale
Yeah.
yet. So if we do decide to actually go commercial, then all of a sudden we've got all these people that go, I can now buy this stuff. That might work. A bit like politicians, really. Selling shit. that
right,
isn't for sale.
here's a question.
Here's an answer. 7.
The question is, what's 3 plus 4?
Nice.
There
that
you
was
go.
convenient, wasn't
That
it?
was weird, wasn't it? See, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Oh, 39.
Since when
Yeah.
has Russell Brand been the face of politics?
He hasn't.
Never.
And
He's an idiot.
Because he has been everywhere this election.
No, he's not.
He
Basically,
has.
Ed Miliband
He hasn't
did an
been to
interview with
Burnley.
him. Ed Miliband did an interview with him on, and it was put out on YouTube to show how Labour appealed to the Ute.
The Ute.
The Ute.
They classify Russell Brand as the Ute.
No, this is the funny thing. Labour classify Russell Brand as the Ute.
That's what I meant.
Oh, sorry, I was wondering who they were, because the Ute don't.
They,
I
when
think-
you said Ed Miliband, I meant him.
Right,
Yeah.
he classified. Yeah, that would have narrowed it down a bit better.
It shows that he's out of touch with the people.
Unlike the other, like, Oxford-educated,
Who is
middle-aged
totally out
white
of
men.
touch with the people. They all are.
Now, the fact is, I can kind of see what he's trying to do, and he may pick up one or two. But my difficulty with Russell Brand,
And I tell you what, venereal
Being-
diseases.
well, it's just the fact, it's the fact that he's an absolute cock. If you look at what he was previously doing, he'd just say, "Oh, don't vote because there's no reason because if you vocabularise the spinosity of the current campaign and you do this and you listen to the first question he asked Ed Miliband and it actually goes on. I think they said for 1 minute and 20 seconds to ask a question."
Really?
And that question could have been put down into about 8 or 9 words.
Why
But
do
he
you wear a red tie?
He's obsessed with the sound of his own voice.
Yes.
Absolutely obsessed. And this is me saying this,
Yeah, I know.
which is quite impressive. But he just wants to put in unnecessarily complex words that don't particularly fit in. And for some reason, Ed
You're
Miliband will
still
go,
describing yourself.
but yeah, oh yeah, thank you, that's a great question. And you think, I don't even know what question he asked. And
Probably scripted.
what?
I'm going to have to look this up now just to see what it is.
You should watch the interview.
It's a great
It
question.
is fascinating. And Miliband actually responds fairly well, basically bearing in mind he was briefed on what the questions would be in advance, clearly.
Oh, so
that
he
kind
got
of
the
helps.
short version.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah. Do you like cheese? Now, looking at it from a fromagerie side of things, however, but bearing in mind the establishment doesn't support these things, but the way it should always be is that the people should come in and they should always work together to take the lactose and to take the rennin and put them together and they should store it together and they put it all well. But do you like it? Yeah, I like cheese. This is the sort of fucking problem. They're pointless questions put together by one of the most pointless celebrities. But the whole thing that sums up Russell Brand for me is
Idiot.
he sells himself as someone with a wonderful vocabulary and is sharp. And his first autobiography was called My Bookie Work. Now that puts him down for me as just full blown grade A cunt. And I'll tell you what, I'll fight him for it as well. Physically, I will just fight him cheerfully.
Would you really?
Oh yeah.
Right, okay. So, because this is live,
No issues.
Oh shit, I forgot this was live. We can't edit any of this, can we?
Oh, I knew that.
but the main
And
reason,
that's an offer.
but the main reason we did this live because I thought, right, what we could do is that we could have a little chat about it, and then we could kind of update first impressions of the exit polls which has come out,
Why would we do that?
because I just want to see what they are saying, and I want to know what you think. At the moment, the
Is an
exit
exit
polls are
poll
predicting.
anything like a barge poll?
The UK election exit polls, what they predict will happen.
They seem to be. They're normally fairly accurate. but
Yeah.
They've
you
been
get an
doing
awful lot of people.
predictions. They've been doing predictions for the last 3 or 4 weeks, months, God knows, and basically it's all the same. What we're going to see is a coalition.
I think that's obvious. so far. This is live, so like
I hope not.
at this moment, that's what I reckon. It's going to be a coalition of
It's
something.
going to happen.
It's going to be a hung parliament. Do you want to know what at the
A
moment?
well-hung parliament?
See,
No, they're politicians.
No.
They're,
Well,
the only
no,
reason
sorry.
they're politicians.
I do not want to
is
see-
They get very, very, very.
Oh, no, you
small.
misunderstand. A well-hung parliament, they're all strung up from the ceiling.
That way would work better.
Yeah.
So what would you say? What would you predict right now? At 10:20 on this election day, as we're recording this, what do you think the exit polls are predicting?
I'm a wishful thinker. I want to see a green UKIP one.
A green UKIP.
Green UKIP with a bit of SNP just for entertainment.
That's what you
and
reckon
shits and
that-
giggles.
that-
Actually, no. Plaid Cymru, SNP, Green and UKIP. And just basically the way they have to decide anything between them is none of this voting with their representatives, but put them in a room with boxing gloves, except for Greens, who are actually allowed something a lot sharper.
Yeah.
And they can go, oh, I've got this chance here, and I could make my policies known, but all I've got to do is kill these 3 people. And they've only got boxing gloves, and I've got a gun.
Why are they talking like that?
I don't know, because I can't do the accent.
Now, come on. What do you reckon? Predict now.
You're just calling Aussies criminals that are murderers.
No, it's just that one Aussie.
Come on,
You just
prediction.
seem like a nutcase.
Come on. Exit poll prediction.
I think Liberal Labour.
Lib Labour?
Yeah.
No, it's Conservative Labour, isn't it, at the moment?
Sorry, Conservative Liberal.
Conservative Liberal at the moment.
Conservative.
Conservative Labour. Can
God,
you
imagine that.
as a
And this
coalition?
is why I didn't want to actually speak directly to the politics, because I'm clearly as clued up as the other 2 people.
What do
in
we
this
know
room.
about politics? Fuck all. We can only
we
say
know
what-
the etymology.
Yes. What were you predicting?
Labour UKIP.
Labour UKIP.
Yeah,
At the
left
exit,
wing, right-
the exit polls,
That would really
as
work.
of 22 minutes past 10 on this election day, they are predicting the Tories' largest party in a hung parliament.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, that's what they are now.
That's exactly what it was. It'll
So
be-
it's about, they reckon about 316
thing
seats
is,
to Labour's 239.
It may end up Tory UKIP, 2 right-wing
Can
parties.
you imagine
together.
that?
I can imagine
That
that,
happen?
and I'm not entirely
That could
convinced
happen.
that it's a
That
good
could
thing.
actually happen.
Well, sorry, I'm not entirely convinced. I'm not convinced at all.
Well, I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on, really. I'm just... This is what is fascinating. This is all new to me, really. I mean, because 5 years ago when the election happened, I wasn't that interested. Didn't really pay
Four.
much attention. That's 5 years ago.
Was
It's
it
every
4?
5 years.
Oh.
now.
4,
we've
5.
got
It's
to fuck.
between 4 and 5 years that they can hang on.
Well, didn't they change it?
10
to
years
be
ago.
a regular thing.
They
I
can
don't
call
do
it whenever they
politics.
want. They can call it in 2 years' time if they wanted to. If
Not
they thought
anymore.
They were going to win again.
I don't think they can anymore. I
Oh,
thought
is that
it
what
got
they
changed. Yeah,
Oh, argument.
but I could be wrong.
Fuck it.
There's an argument.
And this is why we shouldn't talk politics when we're recording
I
live.
have no idea.
Or drinking.
Precisely.
See, we are like the standard normal people of this country.
Talk for yourself.
You have no idea.
Yeah, no. What he means is we're slightly drunk.
Yeah. We'll have a few beers.
And that's when we talk politics.
We're like typical
We have
taxi
no
drivers.
idea what we're talking
This is what I'm saying.
Slightly drunk.
This is what I love about politics, is the fact that it's when you go down the pub and you try and put the world to rights.
Yeah,
That's
I can
what
do it
you-
better than they can.
That's what you treat politics. If I was in charge, I would do this, that. Then I'd make beer a lot cheaper than it already is to do.
Line the fuckers up and shoot them. Who? I don't know.
Just any of
All
them.
of them.
Just anyway.
Anyone that we don't like.
If I had my own way, I would go to the next door and I'd put next door away for gardening in the garden time of the mornings.
I was expecting you to carry on there because that was actually.
I was hoping it'd carry on because, well, wow.
I didn't know where else it was going to go.
Sounds like I've had that conversation before. All right, yeah. Well, before we sort of end it off, like what I also did find really funny about this whole election thing was Facebook went mental.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Facebook was possibly as patronising as I've ever seen it before today. So, I don't know
Is that
about
all people you know, though?
Well, you know, because
Or
I
just
could
Well,
random
just
yeah, because
people.
I only see
Yeah.
on Facebook people I know. But the first thing you do when you get onto Facebook, it goes, "You should vote. Tell people that you voted." I was like, "No, I want to tell people that I voted."
And this
I
is
have voted.
Facebook itself saying that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
log on.
Yeah,
At
it
the top of
comes
the
right at the
application goes, "Vote! Vote! You must vote! Tell people that you are voting and make them vote! 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 Vote!" And then What's every person on
I need
Facebook
to go on to
does?
Facebook and log in just to see this.
Well, I will connect to Facebook on your behalf.
Well, why not
so
now?
you
Just
can have a
past
look
10.
at that. But basically, that's and then. And I
Has
do love
everyone
all.
said
I
who
do
they
love
voted
all of
for?
my friends. Here you go. That's the top of Facebook. No, just take it off me so I can talk without having to wave a phone at you at the same time.
Like
And
a
then
child.
what happens? My entire Facebook feed is full of people just going, "Vote! you must vote! Vote! Voting doesn't matter who you vote for. You must just vote. It's the only thing you can possibly do." Now,
It says
my issue.
1,953,380 people say they are voting.
Yeah, but you see, I'm not one of those because, as far as I'm
Just
concerned,
pull them out, yeah.
and I know it's kind of hypocritical that we're now recording a podcast about it, but it's kind of after the event, and also I didn't really want to, but it was Adam's idea. But, I wouldn't have just said, "Oh, I'm going to do a podcast that says you must vote." But the
Now
point
that they're
is,
shut, yeah, go vote.
and I do
Knock on the
apologise
door.
for spikes in sound. I'm trying to lean back when I scream, "You must vote!" But the whole point of the thing is that it's a personal thing, and yes, it is great to vote, but also to scream at everyone that they must vote. Yes, at the last minute, if you haven't thought about it and you don't give a shit about politics, yes, just pick a random party and vote. It's more important. You go, "Oh, UKIP, yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of immigration, so I'm going to go for them. I'm not going to look at their terrible environmental policies or the impact that's going to have. Oh, no, actually, tell you what, Labour, they're this one, and they have these policies, and they're wonderful. I'm not going to look at the other policies. I'm not going to step back and make an informed decision. I must vote! I must vote! I've been told I must vote!" So, what do you guys
green.
think?
I totally agree. I think it's a load of old
Green,
shit.
brilliant. Yes, I must vote green because they're all about the environment. We don't need a standing army. We don't need any defence for the country. We must vote green.
We've got to turn off all nuclear power.
No, I just think it's crazy how, like, on Facebook, the people you know that you say one thing edging towards a certain party, and you'll get lynched by someone.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't believe I've known you for 22 years, and now you voted for. You're like, what the fuck? I didn't say anything.
Well, that's it. I mean, I put a post on saying, "Yeah, UKIP because I can't stand immigrants," and God.
I just the reason I just talk about politics is literally because I just find the whole thing fascinating. I don't think you should tell people you're voting for because it's supposed to be a
Completely.
secret ballot.
It's a personal preference.
Is it really? And I don't think people should then judge people for what they've chosen because it's their right to vote. And
Was
choose.
disappointed that I couldn't vote for the BNP, but you know.
but I think opinion is opinion, and that's what that's about. And it's just fun to sort of sit back and watch people go crazy over.
I must admit, a dear friend
Everything.
of mine, I'm not going to name names, but she posted that
Is it she?
voted. She's Polish. She voted that she'd voted today, and I was very tempted just because it would wind her the fuck up. Say, "Shit, you're allowed."
All right, well, I think we should end it there. Election day, done and dusted. What do we know about politics?
Oh,
Fuck
no
all,
more than
mate.
when we started.
Fuck all. And I think, do you know what? I kind of like that.